Guys, good morning. It is January 27th, 2021. I'm Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and super excited because our Be Mine Stitch Along starts next Monday, and I'm super excited that so many of you are going to stitch along with us. And I have shown you previously lots of stitching ideas, but today I'm bringing you more stitching ideas. So I wanted to go ahead and start with showing you different Valentine patterns that we haven't stitched but that are great ideas. And we also want to remind you that next Tuesday we're going to be doing the Stitches from the Heart on 9 a.m. Central Time, Stitches from the Heart live on Stitchy Talk. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to take the thread, I'm going to show you how to untwist it, and I'm going to show you real time comments on using the NPI silks. I've never used them before, so I'll probably do some test pieces in the corner, and you will just see how it looks and how I work with the silk thread, and we'll see what we think of it. And so this is what I'll be doing next Tuesday, so make sure you join in on Tuesday at 9 a.m. And here are some other Valentine patterns. This is Jar of Roses. We just loaded it this morning. It's brand new from Stitching with the Housewives, and I have added this to my Be Mine rotation, so I'm going to do it a little bit later in the month. And with the three that I picked from Stitching with the Housewives, part of their Housewives Happy Hearts, I'm stitching on black, and I'm not sure exactly what colors I'm going to do. And then with this one, when they do the series, they put a bonus. And so this one is a bonus pattern that you get free when you buy the Jar of Roses. It's called Valentine Kitty Bowl. Now it's not stitched, so I can't show you a picture, but I am going to show you that real quick. So that is a bonus, so if you like kitties, you might like that. This is also brand new. It just came in this week. It's by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Love Lives Here. And it has kind of a double border. This is like a plaid border and then a floral border. So super cute. And if you wanted to, you could just stop at the plaid border. And I might make this in a future year. And Little Stitch Girl just released this brand new series, and the series is called Simply Saying, and so each month through the year it will have different sayings. This is February's, and she stitched it on a towel, I believe. Kind of looks like a towel. So, and I'll show you January's in a little bit. So there's a lot you could do with this. And then this one I love, and I don't know how I didn't get it in the rotation this year, so this will definitely go in 2022. It's called Valentine Typography by Pine Mountain. It is available in a paper chart and also a PDF, and I love it. I love all of her typography. That's another idea. This is an older pattern by Heart and Hand called Valentine Medley. And super cute, and you could, this one does have buttons, so we sell the buttons separately, or if we don't, we'll get the buttons, but these little, you can see these are buttons that are from Just Another Button Company. So like you wouldn't stitch the little bird, you would like attach a button. And another one from Heart and Hand is Joyful Journal. And this series is super cute. You can buy it by the month or by the set, and you could do something similar to what we're doing with monthly markings, and you could do it horizontally, you could do vertically, or you could do 3x4 or 4x3. So you could do a lot with this, and super cute. So that's a cute heart. Bend Creek has this pattern called Valentine Row. Now they have a lot of row patterns. So this is their Valentine one, and it's cute. It says, "Will you be my Valentine?" And then Hands On Design has a series called A Year in Chalk, and you can buy this individually or as a set. And this is her February Year in Chalk. It is, it just says "You Hold My Heart," super cute. It's one of her kind of patterns when she first got started. This next one has been very popular and would look great on the 25 count tomato fabric Lugana by Holt. I think we're sold out, but we should have more any day. It is called Love, Sweet Love, and it's by Waxing Moon. And it's one of their trio patterns where you get 3 patterns in one. So you could do all 3, you could do one, you could do them horizontally or vertically. And another one that goes with it is Valentine House Trio. So that's another one, it's just houses. And then this one would look so good with this silk thread right here. This is Stitcher Hood, Quaker Heart. And what I like about her patterns is they're kind of quilt based. And so you could do something like this where you do different rows. So you could do like the top row and the light pink, the second row and the next pink, the next pink. You could do like an ombre, and then you could do one of the darker colors on the outside, and that would look amazing. And that would be great if you had leftover thread from the Stitches from the Heart. You could do this. So let me know if you'll have any questions on any of these that are just different Valentine ideas. I mean, we've probably shown you 100 if you take all the ones I'm doing, the ones Priscilla had, Lori's stuff, but just wanted to show you like a big variety because I know everyone has different tastes.
All right. While I wait for some questions to roll in about the Be Mine, there was a question earlier from Dina G. She says, "Hi Kimberly, can you suggest a different fabric count for the sampler of the month by Country Cottage Needleworks? I have a hard time with linen, and anything higher than a 14 count, my eyesight is terrible."
I would do 14 count Beautiful Beige by Witchell. And it's the same color. It just would be a little bit bigger, and it would be totally fine, and nobody would notice a difference. So when you look behind me, that February that's sitting right there, that was on 16 count. I did January and February on 16 count, and then I ended up doing March through December on 14 count. It was just like an accident, same color, doesn't matter. Nobody in my house knows except me.
And Glenda Reynolds said, "Is it easier to stitch on chalkboard black versus black cloth?"
I think it is. And we do have some brand new black fabric that I'm going to show you in a little bit.
From Katrina E., what fabric would look good with the Waxing Moon design houses?
Let me look. Beautiful beige. I would say beautiful beige, lamb's wool. Oh, look, beautiful beige. Hey, I guessed right.
Ooh.
So yeah, beautiful beige. And they're asking about the house one, right?
And then that one.
And then this one, this one, the tomato 25 count Lugana would be great, and that's by Holt. And we do have it in stock, actually.
And from Christy P., I have never worked with silk threads before. Is it easy to work with? Does it tangle up?
So I have worked with Belle Swab from Classic Colorworks, and I loved it because it glides really nice. I've never used NPI, and I'm going to do it for the first time on Tuesday, just because I really want to kind of show you how when I start working with the new floss, I'm going to do some little in the corners test, see how it works, see if I want to do 2 strands or 3 strands or 4 strands, or just kind of play with it. So I don't know. I just know that everyone who does work with silks loves it. Now, of course, I couldn't do everything that I stitch in silk or I would go broke. So I would save it for, smaller projects, the pattern doesn't call for 30 skeins or something crazy like that. Do it with smaller patterns and just kind of do it every now and then because, it's really expensive.
From Chris R., is it hard to see on the red?
I've never stitched on red. I would just use a light. I use the Halo Go light, and that's what I use when I work with chalkboard black, but I haven't stitched on red before. Okay, so now I'm going to show you Sew by Row, which is our current one of our current stitch alongs. And this is where I'm at on mine. And let's see. So I am stitching mine on 14 count Aida in the color Shadow. So this was week 1, week 2, week 3, and then this week we're going to work on the stars. Now, I had a little bit of extra time, so I went ahead, and I didn't have the star done last week, so I went ahead and added the star, so I only have 2 left. And then I had a little bit more time, so I just kind of did the gray. Now, once I do the 2 stars this week, if I have time, I'm probably going to do all the little browns here, like the little spool ends. And just a little bit, I'm trying to cheat a little bit each week just because it's taking me less time. And since I already started here, I have a lot of time. And Lori is stitching hers on Prairie 20 count cork linen using DMC. She's stitching over 1, and I'll show you her progress next week. So another thing is we're getting a lot of questions on the back stitches. And I am going to do a video on that and demo that kind of when we get to the end. I prefer to do my back stitches at the very end of a project instead of throughout because I do not trust my tension. I'm afraid if I'm like stressed one day and do this row, my stitches would be tight. And then if I was in a great mood here, my stitches would be loose. So I really want to do them all at one time in one day so that they're consistent because I don't work with back stitches often. So I'm not great at them, but we will cover that when we get to the end. So if you just want to wait till the end and ask me your questions, then I'll be able to answer them. So let me know if there's any questions on this one. And I think it's so cute. I love it. And I have this here. I just thought that. So what I do when I stitch, for example, today or tomorrow or whenever I get to the next star, what I do, I roll it, and I try to roll it kind of skinny. I clip it up here, and I'll clip it not on my stitches, but up here. And then that way when I start stitching, I just am right here, ready to go. So I do leave that on. And this one, I think I just fold it and put it in my bag. I am using this Beekeeper, which I absolutely love. We've had this for like 2 years, and it's the first time I've used it, and I absolutely love it. You can see that, like on some of these colors, I'm getting pretty low. And what I've done is when I started with 1 skein all the way around the circle, or the beehive. I kept my leftover floss in here, in the package that I bought, which was the thread pack. So what I'll do is when I finish this one, I will pull this out. And that way this stays neat, and then this is just over here. And with this pattern, I have been using the line keeper because you do have a lot going on, and it keeps me on track. So let me know if there's any other questions on the Sew by Row. I do know that there's a lot of questions on the back stitch, and I will cover those when I get to it. Our sample that was stitched by Cheryl was stitched with 2 strands in your back stitch. You can use 1 strand if you would like, if you want it to be a little bit lighter. And I don't know which I'll do. I'll probably do 2 strands, but we'll see.
All right, from Faith M. Bow, where is the video for the silk threads going to be shown? Tomorrow, YouTube, Facebook, where do I see it? Thank you.
So Stitchy Talk will be next Tuesday, February 2nd on this channel, which is Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and 9 a.m. Central Time. And so what we do is once a month, the first Tuesday of every month on this channel, we'll have Stitchy Talk, and each month we'll do something different so that as we get questions throughout the years, we can say, oh, I did that here. And I'm just showing you live how I stitch, and you're going to see all my mistakes, and you know, just so you can see kind of what I did. Like last month I misstitched, so when I pulled my stitches out, I showed that. I showed how I used double-sided sticky tape to get the leftover floss that's sitting there up, and I'll just show you what I do.
And that will also be on both YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
From Julie Conway, what stitch do you use around the edges so it doesn't ravel?
Oh, okay. I used a zigzag, and I just widened the width and the length. And Denise just reminded me, I do have some photos to pop up of something I did that I totally forgot. So this is the week layout of what we're on, and we're obviously on, we just finished the sewing machine row. Now I took some pictures of how I did my sewing machines. And so kind of my technique was first outline the sewing machines. So I did the light color and the dark color, and you can see some rows I have complete stitches, some rows I don't. I like to do the full outline to make sure before I fill in that it's all in the right spot, and I've got everything lined up. And the next photo was me starting to fill in, and you can see when I started to fill in, I was avoiding the white. So I didn't want to put any pink stitches in that will touch the white. So I kind of did a fill in until I ran out of thread. And then the next photo, you'll see that I did the white, and you can see the white stitches in the center. So I did the white stitches in the center, and I did my little confetti stitches. Now on the aqua sewing machine, when I put the aqua X, that's number 3, into the sewing machine, I just said, well, I'm not going to cut that off. I'm just going to go above it, do a full row so that was done. And then I finished it off by just filling it in. And so that's something that you can do to save time, or, that's just how I did it. And I thought it would be good to just show, and I totally forgot that I did those photos. But it's just a way to show you kind of what I do. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it however. That's the fastest way for me, and also it really helps me not make mistakes, because if I make my outline incorrect, like for example, if I went all the way around the sewing machine and didn't line up where I started, when I pull it out, I wouldn't have to pull out the whole sewing machine, just, the little part that I did.
From Glenda Reynolds, how do you secure the single stitch at the top of the pin cushions?
Okay. So what she's asking, can you zoom in a little bit? That's good. Thanks. So on each of the pin cushions, there's 2 stitches up here. So when I stitched the bottoms, then the dark green, then I do the confetti, or I don't even know if it's called confetti. So what I would do is I would do, like, for example, this red. I would do the X, I would start with the loop method, and then see how I pulled my threads back through the dark green. And the same thing with the aqua, and I just pulled it through the dark green. But starting with the loop method will help you not have too much. You only have to do the tail at the end. And I tried to go through this dark thread, the dark green, instead of, like, for example, I didn't want to pull through a bunch on this yellow since it's lighter. So that's how I did it.
And from Stephanie Boron, I really want to learn stitch in hand, but I can't get the tension right. I'm frustrated about it. Any tips?
I am going to be doing that every week on Stitchy Talk, so we can, it just honestly takes practice, but we're going to do it on Stitchy Talk.
Once a month, right?
Once a month, what'd I say?
I think you said every week.
I'm sorry.
I guess every week we have Stitchy Talk. Yes, which is once a month.
Once a month, sorry. I was like, what did I do? What did I do?
From Terminator Gamer, when I use light colors like white and light pink, my strands seem to be skinnier, and I don't have any of the chunkiness in my stitches. Any suggestions? I am usually using 14 or 16 count Aida.
So that is something that doesn't bother me. The white or yellow or pink, those are going to be harder to get your stitches to look as good as a red or a black, because that color is less forgiving. So I would railroad your stitches, and people have asked me, it's one of the questions I have later is, do I use 3 strands of white instead of 2? And I don't. It doesn't bother me. Some people think, if you can see the white, Ada, behind, for example, like if you can see the white behind your stitching or something, that it bothers them. But I don't take it that literal, I guess. And so I just use 2 strands. And I just, with the white, I just try to make it railroad it. And if not, I'll separate my unneedle my thread. What?
Unthread your needle.
Unthread my needle. I'm like, I need some words here. I'm sorry. Unthread my needle and then just pull my threads apart, put them back together, and they're going to be less twisty. I don't know what I just said, but oh my gosh.
You unneedle your thread. I mean, that is one way to say it, I suppose. That's correct. You're taking the needle off the thread. From Denise Henkel, would 8 of 14 count Christmas thread be a good substitute for Lori Holt's 25 count tomato?
Yes, it would look great.
Ooh. All right, and then we had a couple super chats that have been coming in. First one from Goose Design Denise for $50. Denise says, me and Miss Gracie are so excited for February. Hashtag Be Mine SAL.
Thank
you so much.
I can't wait to see what you stitch.
And then the second super chat from Julie Conway for $19.99. And Julie Conway says, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you.
So that everyone. I can say things like, unneedle your thread. Sorry.
Hashtag unneedle your thread.
Oh, that would be good. So I do have a finish. I think it's like my second finish of the year. I'm not even sure. So it is Let's Talk Winter by Hands On Design. And I did finish. So I used 14 count chalkboard black Ada by Witchell. Now I think she used regular black, not chalkboard. And I think she used Fabrics by Stephanie. So hers you'll see is darker. I really like this black for my house. Now this is a series of 4. Let's Talk Autumn, Let's Talk Winter, and then she'll have 2 others. So this is the one that I did that's Let's Talk Autumn. Now what I find interesting is, and I'm going to take this to the framer because I want them to all 4 be framed exactly the same. This has glass, and that makes the black darker. Look at that. So I don't know if it's the black, but this is the same exact fabric. And this is blacker. So this is definitely from the glass. And it looks great. And what I'm going to do when I take it to my framer is they will measure like how far away they did the piece and then how wide the frame is and everything. And so I'm going to take it this week. I'll probably take it this weekend just so I can get out of my house. And so it'll be exactly the same. And I am excited to see the next 2. She has not released the preview for the next 2, but assuming I like them, I'm going to make them so that I have all 4. So that's super exciting. And I'm going to take this to the framer with the January sampler of the month that I showed last week so that I can get that framed. So let me know if there's any questions on that pattern. And sorry, I don't have anywhere to put it. And she stitched on, I don't have it here. But I think she stitches on Fabric by Stephanie, 16 count black. Slate 32 count. Oh.
From Mary Zufi, do you know why it's so hard to find Gentle Arts Dry Time floss? Because we're running out of time? Sorry, I really wanted to make that joke when I saw the question.
She said they're running out of time. I think that all thread is hard to get right now. And so I do order from every company daily. But I would start calling, like I would call Shepherd's Bush. I would call, there's a place in Vegas you can call. Can't think of the name off the top of my head. But I would kind of just call some brick and mortars instead of online stores, because if that pattern is super popular, I'm sure a brick and mortar will have it.
From Ron Smith, after I finish a project, can I iron it to get the wrinkles and hoop lines out?
I do.
Yes, I do too.
Okay, so the next thing that I worked on, two things that took me a lot of time, but I'm very, very, very excited about them. The first one is Kringles, and this pattern is by Little House Needleworks. And I keep it in this bag that I made. This pattern is by Hands On Design. Love my stitching, and I changed it a little bit. But this is the pattern. I started this in Mania. It was a release that was made at Nashville Market last year. I started it when I did Mania, and then I continued stitching it in Jolly July. And my goal as I've been doing it is I've been breaking it up into different sections. So I made my name here, and then next month, which is February, I'm going to do this room, then March, then April, and then my goal is to have it done before Mania so that it would take me a full year. I'm stitching on light ash 28 count Lugana. So I will tell you this does take me a significantly more time than stitching with Ada. So we're going to compare the two patterns. I started obviously at the top. And I don't love stitching with black, so I'm going to tell you this was not that fun. So the way that I approached this was I first did the black all the way around. Then I did the two snowflakes. And then to make this fit, what I did was I took the number of stitches all the way around and then just drew in, I had Sarah draw in my name. So you can see Kringles has more letters, so there's less black here than mine. And I had Sarah draw the name for me, and I tried to do a similar font that she, similar to what Diane has. And then I did, I'm not sure if this is like a gold or a brown, but I did use the called for colors in DMC and Fancy Floss. So I did these full letters, and then I filled in. It took me a long, long time. I think this took me 8 or 9 hours. It was a beast. So I'm excited about doing this little room that has just a few little things in it and a lot less space. So this probably took me longer than this for some reason. It just took forever. So I have had questions if we could draw your names, and we just cannot. I'm sorry, but I have to address it. But next, at the end of Be Mine, I'm going to show this room. Now, the one thing is, I forgot to pencil this in, part of my daily routine in Be Mine, so I'm going to somehow have to finish this within the other 28 days that I have scheduled, because I forgot to schedule it, but it is going to get done. And I do plan to frame this one. I don't really know what kind of frame I'm going to go with, because I don't have a lot of brown in my house. This is very brown. It lends itself to a brown frame. I'm going to try to find something that's grayish or has more gray, less brown. But I am going to get it framed. So let me know if you'll have any questions on Kringles.
Let's see, from Donna Merrifield on the Let's Talk series, have you stitched any of the extra pictures on the pattern?
No. They're cute though.
They are very cute. From Yvonne Susmith, if Market is canceled this year, how will new releases be shown?
So it's going to be, they're just going to email. What the designers do throughout the years, they send emails, and I get the email, and Denise gets the email. They put their new releases in the emails. They also do social media. So as we see new items, we will order. And so I don't think there's going to be any difference. It's just going to probably be not everything released at one time so much. It's going to be more the day the designer decides to come out with it is when it comes out. But our buying shouldn't be any different. Okay, so the next item that I worked on is also by Little House Needleworks, and it is Farmhouse Christmas. It's a series of 9 patterns, and you can do them individually like this, or you can do them as a full, and I have everything in my bag here. So I have all my patterns here. I put all my thread in here that's extra, and then this is what I'm working with. The colors I'm using are bamboo, black coffee, licorice red, pebble beach, trail dust, four-leaf clover, gingerbread, and pie crust. And this is a cute little bag from Goose. And here's my piece. Mm-hmm. So, let me find it in my book.
Here's the sheet.
I know, I had to stitch a farm animal. So I'm stitching this on 16 count Aida beautiful beige. So that's the same fabric that we're using in the sampler of the months by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I picked my own floss, and I'm going to keep track of it by part. This took me 10 hours. Now what I'm going to do is for next month, for February, I first will start with the white bamboo little border. Then I will fill it in, and then I'm going to continue the border here. So as I do a square, I will do the border just like I did here. So when I get to 3, I'll do this border. And then the easiest one will be 5 because there is no border because it's in the center. So that one will be fun. But this one I have always wanted to do since it came out. It totally does not match my house at all. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I just wanted to make it, so I'm making it. And any back stitches that you see in this pattern or the Kringles, I do all of that at the end. Back stitches, French knots, colonial knots, anything like that. Even the one that I just showed you that's Let's Talk Winter, I kept the Smyrna stitches for the very end also. So I do all of that at the end. So this will be, you'll see this again at the end of Be Mine, because each month and through September, I'm going to do one house a month. I'm just considering them houses. They're not houses, but one little section a month. And that way, if you space stuff out and you give yourself enough time, it gives you breathing room between projects so you don't get tired of it. And so, this will go in my little bag. And I did make this little, I do have this in the book, but here, because this is what I'm using, but here I did a spreadsheet where it's like what Diane picked and then my conversion, and I just leave it right in the front of the bag, so as I'm stitching, I have somewhere to look that has this. So let me know if there's any questions on that, and then I'm going to show you some stuff that Cheryl has been working on.
Lori Holt said, "It matches my house, Kimberly. Hint,
oh my
hint."
gosh, Lori. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It does match your house.
That's funny. From Rosalind Parnell, how many charts in Farmhouse Christmas?
9. So 3, 3, and 3. And so I'm going to go across. And the border, that is a free printout on Little House Needleworks website. You just go there, go to cross stitch designs, and then you search for Farmhouse Christmas, and then it's a free download. That's an Adobe download at the bottom, and you just put your colors in, and it tells you how to space it out and everything.
Janet Cadlick, are you going to do a floss pack for Farmhouse Christmas?
No. And the reason why is it's just really hard to get floss right now. But that's why every video I'm telling you the name, so that if you want to do it, you can just buy it by the skein. So we have 2 whips that Cheryl has been working on. The first one is Quaker Snowflakes. This came out at the end of last year. It is by Hello from Liz Matthews. And she stitched on 32 count Haunted Linen by Picture This Plus. She is using the called for DMC. And I just wanted to show you the front of this. Okay, just look at the color. And look at the back. Oh. So it is different. When you have a hand-dyed fabric, you should probably look and figure out which size what you want it to do, because here's your dark here. And then you'd want to figure out where where you want to start it because of that. And her stitching is perfect. I still don't know how she sees these small holes. I still have no idea. So that is the first one that Cheryl's been working on. The next one is by the Scarlet House. This is rather new, I think. It's called Seeking Refuge. So there's the pattern. And she is stitching on 36 count vintage country mocha linen from her stash. She's using the called for floss, which is a combination of classic colorworks, Weeks, Dye Works, and DMC. And you can see that it came out last year. She changed the 2020 to 2021, so it's hard to see, but that's a 0. So she changed that. And then here are initials, so I'm not sure if she might put her initials or whoever she's making it for, she'll put the initials over here. And this border goes all the way across, so this tree is awesome. So those are the 2 whips that Cheryl is working on, and I'll show you the back of this fabric just in case y'all want to see it.
Flawless.
I know. And so this one has a lot of hand dye on one side and not on the other. So that might be printed. It might be a printed instead of dyed fabric. And then I have another finish. So this is my 3rd finish of the year. This is the March Trucking Along pattern by Stitching with the Housewives. And let's see. I just have to find it in my book. So this is the March, and I was looking to see if I made any changes. I didn't make any changes, and it took me about 12 hours, and I didn't change colors. I didn't change anything, actually. And I did stitch the chickens, so I did that just for Chelsea. So I stitched the chickens for you. And I didn't put Piggy on the hood because it would have hit the flower. So I thought, well, I'm just going to actually do one of their charts where I make no changes so that they know that I don't change everything, because I do change everything and sometimes I feel bad. And I wanted to give a huge shout out to Priscilla and Chelsea. Our Make-A-Wish auction sold to Elaine Veselka. So that money is going directly to Make-A-Wish, and we thank you for that, because that is going to increase our total to get to $100,000. So let me know if there's any questions on that part.
First of all, confetti cannon for Elaine.
Yes.
And for her winning bid. Thank you so much.
You know what's really funny is, so my kids have been watching my YouTube videos, and I came home and they said, Mom, what is the confetti cannon? How did you do it? How do you do it? And I said, it's Lily's secret.
It's magic.
I know they were like, we want to know how to do a confetti cannon. And I thought, well, I'm not going to tell my kids that I don't know. I'm just going to pretend that I know.
That's funny. The name of the cross-stitch shop in Las Vegas is Stitcher's Paradise. Thank you, Deb G. I was like, it's Paradise something.
Yes.
People are saying chickens. Yay, chickens.
Yay, chickens.
Yay, chickens.
Yay.
Ooh, confetti cannon for chickens.
Yes. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to take a break and let Lily kind of show you her progress on monthly markings.
Yes. Do-do-do-do. Woo. Sorry, gonna kick these design boards out of the way. Hello, everyone. Yay! All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Lily. Voice behind the camera oftentimes, and okay, sorry, my hair's sticking out. There we go. And you know, video stuff, all the video stuff. So I'm gonna show you my monthly markings. Let's go to top camera. And so for monthly markings, I have my finished January, my snowman. I did press him. I did press like over the top because I'm not too worried about my stitches staying puffy. So I didn't mind that, and he turned out great, I think. Very happy with him. I will show you my back, shamelessly. There's my back. It's not Kimberly or Cheryl level. It is where I am at right now, but yeah. I like, I was like, I'm going to show my back just to, you know, show that you know, not everyone is like Kimberly and Cheryl, and it's okay. So anyways, here is my Stitch Little Snowman. I stitched him on Breeze 14 count vintage cloth by Holt. I am using all Gentle Arts threads, so I kind of did conversions with Denise's help, and I'm using 2 strands, using the 5-inch tension hoop. I can tell you for the snowman what I changed because I have my little cheat sheet up here. For Lancaster Red, I changed it to Claret. Again, these are all Gentle Arts that I changed it to. Mascara, I changed to Blackboard. Whitewash, I changed to Chalk. Gold Leaf, I changed to Brandy. Maple Syrup, I changed to Moonlit Path. Nutmeg, I changed to Tarnish Gold. That's his nose. And Old Blue Paint, I changed to Presidential Blue. And I did mention this last week, but as you guys can see right here, the blue button of Presidential Blue is actually a couple stitches off, but I left it that way because I was like, you know, I think it's kind of cute that he has mismatched size buttons. He or she, little snowman person. I am using the Pat Carson size 26 needles, Pat's favorite needles. This is great. I have it right here on my Type enamel needle minder. As I said, I am very quickly collecting these because I have a new obsession for needle minders. And then the masking tape that I used around the edge to keep it secure is just pink masking tape that we got from Amazon. And I have it all on a cute design board to keep it all together to come and show you guys. So yeah, that's what I have, and we can go to the front camera. And if there's any questions, I can answer some questions right now.
Sylvia Martinez is asking, what are you going to do with it? Ornaments or magnets?
I am going to do magnets, so I have a kind of an idea forming where I think I want to finish them into magnets and then build my own kind of DIY movable calendar that I'll keep like in my kitchen living room area, where you can like kind of change the numbers. Like I've seen those at Target, but I kind of want to make my own, and then put this on the corner and change it out every month, right? And then I want to, you guys can see the other monthly markings, how it actually is all in a row since I'm doing mine individually. There's like this whole border that goes around it, and I want to incorporate the border somehow, so I think I will stitch at the very least the bottom, like all the words, and put that at the bottom of this calendar thing. But it's all in a conception in my mind right now. It has not come up, but we're still in January, so I have all year to make this thing. But yes, that is how I am finishing them.
And Julie Conway is asking, how do you use the tension hoop? I bought one, but don't know how to.
Well, I think I can show that real quick. If you'll go to top camera. I think this is the one by, oh, I forget that we have 2 different, this is the 5-inch one. We have 2 different brands of ones, and this one works really well. Okay, so before I just like up and do it, I put the tension hoop down, put the little snowman guy inside of it, make sure he's kind of centered, and push it in a little bit. Grab the tension hoop and squeeze, and then I just push it in, wiggle it around, make sure it's in there. This part really, oopsie, make sure it's really tucked in there. If not, it'll pop out how it just did for me right now. It's actually the first time it's done that to me since I've had it for like the past week that I've been using it. And there he is. So it's really nice because I feel like when I've used other hoops, like the wooden hoops, I have to like pull it to get a lot of like it nice and stiff over here. And with the tension hoop, it just does that because of the tension it creates. Yes.
And Pamela Bunn Clark is asking, what are you going to work on next?
Oh, okay. You can go to front camera. I am still deciding what my next thing is going to be. I did start working on February and March for these, so those are coming up, but I'll show those in their respective months. And I am going to start working on something else, TBD, to be determined, because I think right now I've caught a little bit of the cross-stitch bug, and it's just really nice to do like on my breaks at work or like watching TV at home, and it's really soothing and relaxing. So I've got the bug. All right. Okay, also shout out to Ashley, who is helping me today behind the scenes here. That was her voice you heard just now. Doo-doo-doo. End of intermission.
Thank you. So our next section is going to be our previous finishes. And so with the previous finish feature, I just bring stuff from home. So behind my left shoulder is the February cottage of the month. And I stitched it on 16 count lamb's wool Aida, by which I used the called for DMC. And I used one of the Family Tree Frame Company frames. So that's our previous finish. Our club finish, I'm so excited about, is right here. So this is our January Snapshots club. And this is shipping today. And this is how your package is going to come. So it looks so good. So what we've done, I'll open it and show you, is you get the, I think it's Farmhouse 10 count, and you get the DMC, and this is a Pine Mountain pattern, and it is right here. So you get the Farmhouse 10 count, you get the DMC, you get the pattern, and you get the conversions. So this is Sandra's colors, these are our colors, and then I put some notes over here from when I stitched it. And this is just a frame from Hobby Lobby, and we linked it, it's just in the regular, I think it's an 8x10 frame. So we're excited that this is now shipping because we put a lot of work into it, and very excited about it. And just an apology on it shipping late. It shipped late because of everything that's going on in the world right now. And then after that, I wanted to show you the two flash sale items. These are, these have sold really well. They're llama thread keepers and they're bobbins. And they've been really hard to get, so I'm not sure we're gonna reorder them. So just a heads up on that because they're so hard to get. But they're cute. I mean, putting the thread around the body's cute. And then we have the Witch's Brew pattern is also on sale today. So let me know if you have any questions on any of that, and then I'm going to show you kind of what's new at Fat Quarter Shop.
About the snapshots from Rhonda Powers, do you have the glass in it, Kimberly?
Okay, tell me again.
The snapshots, the frames, do you have glass in the frame?
I do. I kept the glass that came with the frame. So I didn't take it to the framer. We did a video actually. So the video will show you what we did, but I didn't take, because you know when I take my stuff to the framer, if I put glass, I put museum glass. That's just the glass that I got at Hobby Lobby.
And then we had a super chat from Cindy Jensen for $49.99, sorry. And Cindy says, Happy New Year to all. We love all you do and appreciate you keeping us encouraged to cross stitch and sew.
Thanks.
You. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Yes, thank you.
That's very generous. And then Pokey Little Pineapple was asking what my favorite color is. Can you guess?
Purple.
It is purple. What's your favorite color, Kimberly?
Pink.
And aqua.
Yep.
Yes.
So now I just have some new stuff to show you guys. I wanted to let you know that this was our American Spirit pattern that we released in Stitch Quarterly, and we have a finishing video on how to make it into a small decorative cross-stitch pillow, and the pattern is now available for sale, paper and PDF. So that is new. And Puppy Love came out last Friday, and it's so cute. I'm waiting for Lily to do one of these cats or dogs.
Maybe that's what will be next.
So it's a PDF from Stitching with the Housewives, and this is a pre-sell. So Bunny Bakery goes with Here Comes Peter Cottontail that we showed last week. These will be paper patterns from Stitching with the Housewives, shipping next month. And I just wanted to show it to you because it's so cute. And the little bow and the little bunny's hair is so cute. It's hard to see, but it is so cute. The bunny. I'm going to have to put a bow like that in Piggy's hair, even though he's a boy. And then I have shown you earlier my finish on this, which is the March Trucking Along. And once again, I went out of order because I haven't done February, but I scheduled February for Be Mine. We now have the leftover kits from our club. So if you're wanting that, we kind of make those once and then they're done. And then I showed these earlier, which is the Jar of Roses with the free Valentine kitty bowl. It's on our site. and a couple more patterns. I showed you simply saying February. This is simply saying January. So that goes with February. And then this is Winter Way. And so those are both by Little Stitch Girl. And she has a FlossTube channel with her mom. And this one is from Annie B's Folk Art. It's called First Snow, and she also has a FlossTube. And we also got some new books. This company reached out to me, and these are some books that they have. Ooh. And I'm just going to kind of give you a summary. This one, well, there's 4. There's actually 5, but this one has a lot of cute baby stuff in it. I'm going to find a couple of cute things without showing the charts. So this one is very, this is, you know, Happy Father's Day. It's got all the different holidays, birthdays, birth of a baby. This one, it has cards that you could mail to people. And this one just has some really big things at the back. It's got a Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, so wow. Very detailed. These are bigger projects. And then the one that I like the best is, I gotta find it without the stitching showing. This, it's called Alpha Baby. All the letters are in there. And so, and they have different different animals. Sorry, that's all I can show. And then this one is just a combination of all kinds of different projects, but these are more like bags. There's a really cute eyeglass in this one. Let me see if I can find it. Like that, like camera. There's an eyeglass, a Scrabble board, stuff like that. The only disadvantage I would say to these books that's different from kind of what's, okay, so this is cute. The only disadvantage I would say to these books, for me, I think they have a lot of cute things, but they use a ton of backstitch. And so backstitch is not my friend. So if I did these, I would have to figure out a way to eliminate all the backstitch. And then something that came up last week was we talked about the chalkboard black, which I'm going to show you one of my chalkboard blacks so you can see the difference. And I had about 4 people email us about DMC Charles Craft having a true black, which is similar to what Priscilla and Chelsea do with their projects because they use 28 count Monaco black that is now discontinued. DMC did make Monaco, so this is the same exact company. So this is black, true black. This is, we have a lot of these. These are 15 by 18. So you can see the difference in that this is more, this is harder to stitch on, I would say, because it is going to be harder to see the holes. But this cracks me up. Okay, go to the front camera. They showed me this today and I was like, this is like a bat. Like, what the heck? You could like knock somebody out. So this is 2 yards. It's 30 inches by 2 yards. And if you want a lot of black and you don't want the small one, we don't have as many of these because they only shipped what they had. So if you're somebody who stitches a lot, like I stitch a lot on chalkboard black. So if there was something like this for chalkboard black, it would be great because I could save money by just cutting what I need. But right now what I do is I just take the Witchell package and I cut it in half and try to use that for 2 projects. So we did get both of these because we got a lot of requests. One is smaller and we have a lot of them, and then this one we don't have very many, but we do have more on order. We just have to wait for them to package it. So that's exciting. We should have had this a long time ago. So that's what I have today. Let me know if y'all have questions on anything. Again, starting next Monday, we're going to start the Be Mine Stitch Along. So we have a calendar that you can write in your projects, and we just encourage you to stitch for Valentine's throughout February. You can do one project, you can do as many projects as you want, you can do a different project every day, you can do whatever you would like. I've talked about what I'm going to be doing in my previous videos. Next Tuesday, I'm going to start one of those on Stitchy Talk, and next Tuesday I'll show you my first 2 starts for that.
From Crafting Upon Life, when Kimberly has her pieces finished, if she does use glass, does she put a spacer between the piece and the glass so it doesn't smash her stitches?
Yes, and I can show you that on the one that is right over here. right? Nope, the Let's Talk Autumn. Sorry, I was like, wait, we don't have a lot of space here, so we kind of have to. Okay, so you can see the spacer right there. I don't know how to explain it, just that I can tell it's elevated. So they do elevate it. They put, I get my stuff done at Artworks, and I do put the pattern and all the information on it so that if I need it later and can't find my blue book, because my blue book is just really to kind of keep it together during the project, but in 4 years, I'm going to want to know, hey, if I want to make this again, exactly what I did. And so it has notes on the front and the back. But yeah, it does have spacers, and I don't tell them what kind of spacers, so I don't really know anything about spacers. I honestly just hand them my projects and just know that they're going to do a good job. And I've been using them for years. And the Smyrnas aren't smushed, and so that's pretty good. So the little Smyrnas, they're not smushed. So on the January, this one, there's no spacers. But I'm not a professional framer, and there's no spacers in this.
From Danielle McMickle, are Fat Quarter Shop patterns compatible with the Pattern Keeper app?
No. We're sorry. Just put it in your iBook section. So Priscilla and Chelsea talked about it actually on Saturday's video. So if you go to their video, they talked about, and I am going to just repeat what they said. I don't own an iPad. I don't ever want to own an iPad. I don't know how to use an iPad. If I did, everyone here would go nuts because I don't know how to use any kind of technology. I don't want any kind of technology. But they take the PDF and they save it. So you email yourself the PDF. You save it in your iBooks, and that's how they stitch from their iPad. And the fact that I remember that is amazing. I get 2 points because I don't know anything about technology. And speaking of them, last week there were 2 questions on their channel that they asked, and then they didn't know the answer. So the first one was, when I stitch with white, do I use 2 strands or 3? And I use 2. And then on trucking along, someone asked, this is meant to be pieced as 2 different pieces, a top and a bottom. And someone asked how many spaces I use between. And some of them I've used 1, and this one I used 2. So I kind of just decide what I think will look best. And since this one was a little bit shorter than some of the others, I did 2 so that it would make it longer. If it's super long, like a longer piece, I might just do 1. So I just wanted to make sure I answered those questions that Priscilla and Chelsea had on their channel.
From Shannon St. Clair, how do you decide when to frame using glass versus no glass? Is it just personal preference?
It is personal preference. I prefer everything to have glass because I don't want it to get dirty. I keep my stuff forever. This one behind me, this heart monthly markings, heart in hand, is not, there's no glass on it, right there. No glass. And that was Cheryl's preference. So I will get mine framed exactly like hers, but I will put glass in mine. So guys, thanks for watching. Join me next Tuesday with Stitchy Talk, and I'll see you then.
Bye, everyone.